Meteorologist Ross Whitley, thanks for joining. We're doing an update on our severe weather across the area for tomorrow. Now, we do have some showers that are already starting to work across the area, mainly off to our west. We'll hold on to a 30% chance for showers as we go throughout the rest of the day. It's also very windy outside. That's part of that wind energy. Let's put Viper Live radar into action so that you can see exactly what's going on across the area. As of now, it's just the cloud cover and wind. A couple little spotty spits of sprinkles out there, maybe some light drizzle, but the majority of the shower activity thus far is off to our west, and it's mainly going to be Walton County back off to the west where that shower activity will remain through the rest of this afternoon and into this evening. How about the warnings across the country? Well, there's plenty of them. All of the blue you see shaded here, and yes, that does extend back into our area. That is a wind advisory because it is going to be windy tomorrow regardless of showers and storms. We're going to have the winds 20 to 30 miles per hour, could gust as high as 40 throughout the day ahead of the storms. Now, currently, where you see the red shading, that is tornado watches that are presently in place. And yes, you're looking at a tornado warning in southwestern Missouri that is currently on top of a winter storm warning because the cold side of this system is also present. That's that pink shading you see across the middle part of the country. That's winter storm warnings extending all the way up into Michigan, and the light blue winter weather advisories, but that's tornado watches and a severe thunderstorm watch. That line of showers and storms already starting to develop as our storm system is taking shape, which is the reason why we do have all of the wind out there as of now. And taking a look across the east, you see our surface low starting to develop just south of Oklahoma City. Plenty of thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms, even tornadic storms out in front of that system already and wrapping up into that colder air, which we were just talking about where the winter storm warnings are. But where you see this little trough line, that's an outflow boundary line. That's what's going to be developing our storms as we go through the rest of this evening. That squall line will continue to extend off to the west, or off to the east, excuse me, as we go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow, where we will have to be weather aware as this system starts to approach. The SPC, or Storm Prediction Center, having an enhanced risk from Jackson County, Calhoun County, Gulf County, and then back off to the west. So that includes Bay County, Washington County, and Holmes County, as well as Walton here in our viewing area. So if you're watching this online and you're watching it outside of our viewing area, if you're in the orange shading, that means that you are an enhanced risk. That's a 30% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of any given location. The yellow shading you see here behind me, that's a 15% risk. So all of our area, Liberty County included, as well as Franklin County, also included in the chance of severe weather for the day tomorrow. That's a 15% chance. The orange is a 30% chance. Now, there's going to be a transition between the severe storms and then when the storms start to weaken, which is why we have that categorical downgrade, and this is where I think that's going to happen. Everything shaded in the red here, that's where I believe severe weather is likely tomorrow. We're going to have a squall line move in from the west, wind gust up to 60 miles per hour possible, and any thunderstorm that is severe. Even the storms that aren't severe will likely be producing gusty winds, could be as high as 30, 40, maybe even 50 miles per hour. Remember, severe criteria is wind gust 58 miles per hour or greater. So the severe thunderstorms will be capable of producing greater than 60 mile per hour winds, as well as isolated tornadoes in that red shaded area. Where I think the line is going to start to break down is where the red goes into the orange. Now, severe weather is still possible here. Remember, the SPC has our entire area highlighted with a severe chance for Saturday, but I think the orange area, that's where the line starts to weaken. So severe weather still possible, but the line will be weaker, which means probably fewer severe thunderstorms by the time that line does reach, say, the Apalachicola River, and then back off to the east where you see the yellow behind me back toward Tallahassee. That's where I believe the line will be weak enough that maybe just an isolated severe thunderstorm remains or some wind gusts, but tornadoes probably not an issue in the yellow and probably not an issue in the orange, although the closer you are to the red, the more likely there is of severe weather. And I think from Walton County back off to the west, that's where we will definitely have some severe weather for our Saturday. So as we get into Saturday afternoon, you're going to want to have multiple ways to get those warnings. You can do that by downloading our app. You can also stay online on our webpage, mypanhandle.com. We have the alert bar at the top of the screen. That will give you alerts as they pop up across the entirety of the area. You can also watch on TV. You can have the radio, a weather radio. There are plenty of ways to get warnings. Do not say that it was a surprise tomorrow when a warning happens, or that you didn't know that a storm was coming, because that is almost a guarantee. As we check out FutureCast here, we're going to move things forward just a touch. Notice by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, that line extending from Nashville all the way down to New Orleans. So if you think you're going to miss these storms tomorrow, got news for you, you're not. Anywhere from Tennessee down to the Gulf Coast, we're looking at a pretty solid line of severe thunderstorms. Now, not all of this line is going to be severe warned, but parts of it will be, and that's the parts that we're concerned. So by 2 o'clock, the storm should be moving into Pensacola. Even these storms out front, they too could be severe warned or even tornadic, so we'll have to keep a close eye on those. But the main threat is going to be that line of severe storms. And you see all these little kinks in the line. That's where possible rotation can happen, and the potential for tornado warnings will exist as this line gets closer. By 5 o'clock, moving through Walton County into Holmes County, into Bay County as well. That will continue to progress off to the south and east, but you notice this is probably going to be about 30 to 40 minutes of heavy rain and gusty winds, and then on out. Once that squall line starts to break down, which is represented here by about 6 o'clock from Jackson County through Bay County, that's when I believe the squall line will start to break down. Still, severe weather may remain, and even as we get all the way to 9 o'clock and toward Tallahassee, you notice still some significant looking thunderstorms there could be producing some gusty winds. But once that line moves through, severe weather will be over. So you deal with that line as it moves on through, and then it will start to progress off to the east. Once it goes through, you will not have a severe threat anymore. So it's that 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 30 to 40 minutes as that line is progressing through that you have to worry about. Beyond that, we may still see some shower activity for our Saturday night going into Sunday morning, and then another chance of rain Sunday afternoon. Again, it's going to be breezy well before the storms arrive, 20 to 25 miles per hour, so be alert for that. And cannot reiterate enough, have multiple ways to get your watches and warnings tomorrow, especially as we go from 2 o'clock and beyond. That's going to do it for our severe weather. We're going to continue to update. You can check in online as well as through all of our social media platforms. You can also make sure you tune in tonight at 5, 6, and 10 as we continue to update on the severe weather.